In a garden shed with tools all around, click and turn's magic makes the sweetest sound. Spinning lumber and squinting under the light, crafting decorations until the light.
Hello, Paul from Click and Turn here again for another walk through the lathe cave on a nice Friday in winter time. It's like my weekly weather report. Anyway, so this week I'm going to revisit something which I turned about 3 or 4 years ago, and it's been hanging around like a bad smell. You know, as you go through your wood turning career, you think you're doing alright, and then you move on a couple of years and you look back and you think, could have done that better. So anyway, today we've got a bit of silver birch which I turned this vase. It's alright. It's alright, but I think I can do better. And because I wasn't really very confident back then, I think I can do a little bit better. I've left plenty of meat on it. Going to lose a bit of the top of this because it's an odd shape. I think most will agree it's an odd shape. And then we'll hollow it out a little bit more, because as you can see I didn't really do an awful lot of hollowing, and finish it off again. That's the plan. Stan. As you can see, I have mounted it on my coal jaws and sandwiched it in with the old tailstock. But first of all, as you can see, over the last 3 or 4 years it's moved some, but not a mile, so that's good. There are a few splits and cracks I noticed around here. We'll see what we can do about that. But first of all, let's flatten off the bottom and put a tenon on. Well, that didn't take long, did it? Pretty simple. Here we go. I'm just going to reshape the bottom before I flip it round into the jaws. Or at least try. Wow, that's okay. I've got a bit of chatter off of it and exposed a few more cracks, which is fun. I'll just do a little bit more, clean it up a bit, and then we'll flip it around. Well, as you can see, I've flipped it around and I've stuck a jam chuck in the end of it. Well, not a jam chuck, but a block of wood. And it spins relatively true, so that's pretty reasonable, I think. Okay, so I think the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to remove a chunk of this. Probably to, I would say, about there. I think that'll make a pretty decent base for something. Not sure what yet. That? Nah. Yeah, shoulder neck, definitely better. Let's carry on. So I think I've reached a slightly more pleasing shape. Not sure about this top bit. I think I like it. As you can tell, I was winging it a little bit. So let's give it a little sand up and see what it looks like. after a bit of sanding and a bit of reshaping, I'm not going to do anything about the splits. I'm just going to leave them in it and hope somebody doesn't put water in it. I'm going to give it a coat of sanding sealer now. Creaky old lump of wood in the end. Okie dokie. Beeswax. But this is my own blend of beeswax. Probably loads of people have done it before me, but anyway, it is beeswax with 10% boiled linseed into it, so it's a bit bendy. But then we're going to put some oil on it over the top of it as well. So as you can see, it disappears quite quickly. Finish it off with a little tissue. There we have oily, waxy finish. I'm going carbide on this. I've already had a little tickle just to make sure I'm doing the right thing. Not entirely sure I am doing the right thing, but we'll see. As it happens, I'm doing the right thing. Well, after quite a bit of faffing, it's time for some sanding. Yes, that's quite a long bar. Going to start with some 120, if you can see that against the light. Okay, well, it's been a bit more of a job than I thought it might have been, but that doesn't matter. I'm just going to put a bit of sanding sealer and wax on the inside, just as I did the outside. And once I've done that, I'll bring you back. Well, you can watch it if you like, or you can skip forward. I know how YouTubers like to skip through things. I do it myself. I've spun it around, put it back in the cold drawers. I've protected the top with a bit of that foamy material stuff that you have. A little tickle on the Tormek. Righto, let's just lower that a bit and push towards the drive end. Whiz up with some 240. Oily wax. Can't get it in the hole. Can if you try hard enough. Just have to get my fingernail in there. Well, there we are again. Thank you very much for watching along and taking part in this returning of an old pot that wasn't really cutting the mustard for me. We've done a bit of hollowing, a little bit of step work, bit of fluting, a little bit of decoration, and not worried too much about the cracks because it's that old now. I don't expect it to crack that much more anymore. Awesome. Anyway, there you go. So thank you very much. If you've enjoyed it, please like and subscribe and share it about. Share the love. But anyway, I'll see you back here again, same time, same place, next week.
In a garden shed with tools all around, click and turn's magic makes the sweetest sound. Spinning lumber and squinting under the light, crafting decorations until the light. Bowls and vases carved with care, ornaments made from a dead old pear. His hands are rough, but the touch is fine. Click and turn has got a heap of pine. Wood shavings flying high and